hello. And I'm only testing things, Mastos. Gotta make sure I can see the redeems. DC, come in here and the first thing you do is shout me out on my own channel. What are you doing? Hello, though. Also, you kind of caught it in the middle of the transition there. But it's nice to see you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful... Oh god, what day is today? Thursday? Thursday. Yes. My good friend Core and I approached me this morning and had a suggestion that they wanted to play Remnant, so I was inclined to agree because I haven't played Remnant in a little while, and Here's the Kingdom can wait. I do want to beat it sometime soon, though. But yeah, I'll get things set up in the background here a little bit, and Cora and I, are you all ready to go?
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. And I can just join on you. Fantastic. I was hoping while it was connecting I could hop over to OBS and swap. Don't seem to like that very much. There we go. It has been a minute since I played this, so...
I don't think I've played since I played with you the last time on stream. And, Baldur's Gate 3 sure has kind of taken the world by storm, huh? Remnant's even, like, good. I like it, but Baldur's Gate 3 was just like, oh my gosh, drop everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Definitely don't have 3 multiplayer campaigns going and trying to play it. I don't know, it's just not as fun to play it solo, I find.
Oh yeah, it's a Larian CRPG. It's like really meant for multiplayer, which is awesome.
When you say that, but they've got all those NPCs whose quests you can't do if you're playing 4-player.
You could play 4-player with everyone playing an origin character. Easily.
Okay, that is true, you could do. Or just have 3 people play origin characters and you play your custom character if... But yeah, it's more fun to play a custom character personally, I find, but yeah. My traits looking like here. I've played in so long. DC's got a little heart saying hello to you, Corny.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm always glad to have you, honestly.
Right, so I was
Wait a- I'm going into my
leveling
filthiness.
Challenger after I maxed out Hunter just to get this access to the Strong Pack perk.
Yeah, and I have Alchemist Challenger, but I also have the Medic Craftword. Because more heals doesn't hurt.
And we were definitely in
Future
Mass
zone.
Effect sucked into a black hole zone.
Yeah. I don't remember much about this area right now.
We were definitely trying to stop the bad person from doing the thing, because they were waking up all the people from cryo sleep and, like, eating their brain or something.
For some reason thought you could interact with these pods, but no, I don't think you can. I think it's just the elevator.
There is definitely a way we can progress, which I hope is going up here.
Is it up or is it down?
I don't know. I hope it's up. Get on.
Made it. I just didn't want to stand in an elevator and get squashed again. That was definitely a thing I remember happening. Where I had throwing spear.
Where there are robots with a cyber shield.
Oh. Are they like dropping down from above? Because I heard them behind.
I don't think they are. I think they're...
Oh yeah, they're right ahead. What the hell is that? Okay. I have 7 charges on my heart thing as well, so... But I'm just slowly regenning health.
Uh-oh. Wait,
Oh.
don't just jump in. No, that's dangerous. I didn't know they just jump in.
Okay, bye!
Oh, okay, bye. Maybe this is just like riding the casket in Elden Ring. Maybe it's fine.
There's another door up here. Wait, does that just lead?
Oh, Sage, there's an alien ghost in here with me. There's like 2 of them. I'm getting boss abducted again. Why is it always me?
I'm riding the elevator down, oh, but I can't go in.
And the 4 ghosts merged into one super ghost.
Oh, I can go in. What the? Alright, I found a bug. I found a bug and fell through the elevator floor. So I tried to hop off the elevator quickly before I went back up. Elemental resist, okay. That seems good.
Yeah, it's not.
Is there a light show? Weird pulse laser things, alright. Ooh. Yep. The other way. It's always seemed to end in similar positions right now, though.
Oh my gosh, how much life does this boss have? I just realized.
Yeah, it seems like you're barely doing... Are you doing all elemental damage with this thing?
I don't think so.
Spooky dark room now. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I don't know if the stasis worked on it.
Hard to say.
Okay, so what if we tech against the boss here?
I think I'm already in my boss. I'm just kind of always in this one build for this now because it kind of just claps everything.
Go healing shield and instead of stasis beam, evil eye. Let's try.
I'll try stasis beam on the boss again, but
It didn't seem like it worked, but I don't know. Maybe I was doing it wrong.
yeah. I'll sit here so you can refresh your stuff. Alright, and when I use my consumables, they have an effect on you if you're close enough. Or just, yeah, walking right in this time.
Get evil out.
I see a stasis debuff on it, but
Just doesn't seem like it did anything.
yeah. Hard to say because it was in this form. Oh. Ow. Ow. Oh, it's hard to see you in the dark. That's the biggest problem. Oh, and a friendly fire.
Oh! A mine that popped out of the ground right next to me. I don't know if you have a cooldown that will let you stick a res. Maybe right after the shockwave.
Doesn't it
While
do
it's
two of
doing
them?
a weird... Yeah, but you have time while it's doing its like weird disco shuffle.
Oh, what? Oh my gosh.
So that's new. With the ghost attack you during the shuffle.
Can't stick the res because of the ads. What the? Okay. I love not being able to move for 10 seconds because I'm getting stun locked. Okay, he's just constantly summoning ads now. That's super cool. Oh, the disco
Attack.
shuffle.
What are you waiting for? Attack.
I forgot he's vulnerable though during this. He takes a lot less damage.
You can throw your spear. That's...
I don't think I can hit him with the spear right now. Oh, yeah, I can. Boss is immune to bleeding. That's lovely. That does a fair bit. Yo. Oh, I forgot about the shockwave again. Like to reload, please.
nice clutch shield at the end there.
Yup. That's what I was hoping for.
Well, good job being absurdly tanky. I just got ganked by one of those landmines that, like, popped up under me.
Those things were a pain for sure. Which way do I even go now?
Map'em Bokum. Golden Crystal.
Alright. I have to call the elevator for the nearest one. Oh no, because we came in through a door. There should be one just out there.
I know the minimap rotates, but it should really have, like, cardinal directions.
Yeah. It would be nice to at least have a north pointer.
Because this is meant to be a multiplayer game, and it's very hard to communicate to teammates, like, what direction on the map you mean. It's like, let's go this way to get to the area we haven't explored. Oh, which way? You know, the way that's right on my map.
Yeah, without, like...
You know what? Just follow me. And then they're like, fine.
At least I have my spears, which I can use to kind of like be like, over there, and throw it. But beyond that, it is hard to communicate direction in this game. I have another trait point. Give me skull cooldowns, because when I pop those skills, I'm just kind of immune. Oops. Yeah, even though I was, like, mostly immune to being knocked around, those little ghosts just don't really care, it seems like. And we haven't been
So
that
it seems
way.
like this is open now. Was there anything else upstairs?
There was
where
another
I
path,
got
but it was
abducted by
an
that pod?
elevator that just brought us back down, so... It's for anybody who didn't hop in the pod.
Okay. Well, at least there was a provision for people who didn't get
Abducted, yeah.
that time, unlike against the tentacle boss.
Yeah, the tentacle boss just abducts one player, then you all have to run back who aren't getting abducted. Wait, is this just a dead end? Or am I blind? It seems like a dead end, though. Is there something to do with that console? Leg spike there. Nothing interactable. Seemingly not.
I mean, I guess there's a question of, are we in a side area or a main area? It seems that we're in a side area, so maybe that explains it.
See a round door all the way at the bottom level that has question marks, but I don't know if yours maybe says something because my map is not updated in multiplayer usually.
Mine says Astropath's Respite.
Okay, so
I think this is just a side dungeon that we did, so maybe we got our reward.
I guess so. That's all I can figure. Hop out back to the crystal and leave dungeon. Seems like the way to go. I think we were trying to close up any side areas before progressing in this area, but I could be wrong.
We're usually moderately to severely completionistic when we play.
Yeah. Definitely didn't backtrack on Baldur's Gate at all. We're moderately completionistic there. Yeah, this is a side path.
So there's another side path called the Hatchery, which I
Yeah, I remember doing that.
hope we did.
I remember doing that multiple times, in fact. I did this with someone, I think that was... Was that Peg? I think I went into the future area with Peg as well, because it was an earlier area for one of us, and... Oh, hey. Don't fall through a elevator floor again. There we go. Dealt with the robots. And the funny thing, I've dealt with the robots, and they damaged me, but I'm not damaged.
You didn't deal with all the robots. There's robots right here.
I dealt with 2 of them. I just didn't expect there to be, like, 5 more. I definitely heard something. We've been up there? Yeah, apparently we have.
Did we like go down too far? Do we have to like hop off halfway or something to get out?
Oh, is this... Surely they didn't just make this a dead end. Oh, it must be. Can't climb that.
I mean, I just went through all the rooms and
Yeah.
looked at the map and I don't see anything, so...
Guess maybe it's a jump. Huh. Easy. Don't know which way the main path is, to be honest. Forgot the characters.
Oh, right. They were pounding pistons. I remember that now.
Yeah, I remember having to go under one, and it was very nerve-wracking.
Just like playing Marble Madness back in 1986 for the NES.
That's a long time ago.
Only now I am the marble. I mean, I guess I always was, but... Oh, right. Radiation sickness.
Yeah, I remember that being a thing, I just didn't know if we were...
Only now I'm a marble with a third-person action camera perspective.
And Bandit arriving, and screaming, and leaving. Bye,
Why is
Bandit.
Bandit screaming?
I don't know, Bandit's just
Seems
weird.
rude.
You scream like that. Just Bandit things. He's probably just upset that I don't have flowers, I have mushrooms instead. Alright, the zombie things. Thinking of it, there you go, Bandit, have one of those. And also a tactical shoutout. Tactical's a good lurker. And only pops up when he has to.
behind you.
Big thing, big thing, big thing. This thing not liking melee damage very much, so. And that stasis lasts a while. Good job, Tactical. Had a double tap Bandit. Alright. Still don't like those things.
Well, I mean, they're gross, but I don't mind them as much when they don't get to play.
I mean, yeah, stasis is good for that.
I'm very much a no-fun gamer. I like when the enemies don't get to play.
I mean...
Kind of a wimp when it comes to Elden Ring, though. It's like, can I hit stun the enemy? I'm happy. Can I not hit stun the enemy? And now I'm sick.
Do you actually like fighting Melania, then? Because you can hit stun her?
I mean, I think she feels actually very fair, except for her waterfowl dance, which is just kind of a bit of a cheesy pass-fail mechanic in an otherwise very cool fight. Because it's like,
Yeah.
does this move one-shot you? Like, yes, no. Or like, can
Maybe.
you dodge enough of it to not get one-shot? Then, like, you can probably win the fight. No, then you can, like, never win the fight, because some percentage of the time you're just going to get, like, RNG'd out by waterfowl dance. And you've played Elden Ring like 10 more times than you, Sage. So how do you like actually dodge that? Because I've tried sprinting backwards as soon as I saw the tell, and like that didn't even work. So I'm like wondering what the actual technique.
There is a way to close range dodge it. I just do not know the method. The only way I'm aware to dodge it. Whoa. Explode again. I'm gonna explode again. The only way I know how to dodge it is you have to immediately run backwards when she starts it up. Then I believe it's dodge away. No. Yeah, away towards and then away again as she transitions through each like slashing phase of it. Also, hello Moody. I'm playing more Gunsels.
You know what I realize? Like, I'm nitpicking. I overall very much like this game, but I will say, in the first Remnant, whenever you got a crafting component, wasn't it like a remembrance from Elden Ring where it could craft like this or that?
But I don't think it was all of them, but a fair few of them did.
In this game, like, none of them are this or that. They all only make the one thing, and that made me think. That makes going back to Ward 13 really annoying, because that whole hub world could just be a menu, right? Like your Elden Ring campfire, and I wanted to take it one step further. When we beat the boss, why doesn't it just say, you get X weapon, or you get X weapon art? Like, why have to go back to town to craft the thing, if there's never...
No, it's not Astra, Moody, it's Orna.
Hello!
Wow.
I believe they both use voice changers, though, so... Yeah, Astra uses one as well.
I don't blame her. Makes a lot of sense.
Not a grave mistake. That's an understandable one. I think actually with the voice changer it's very similar tone overall. So I could see the mistake there. There's definitely some differences, but they're a little more subtle, I think, because of the voice changer.
Here they come.
What to say? Oops. I believe I landed that, to be honest. Just a little treasure in there. And right, the shockwaves. I'm not used to you having those.
Yeah, I know. It's a really good move, though.
Oh yeah. No argument there. Like my spear throws are really good. Purple?
But yeah. Ooh, targeting Jewel. What the...
Is it easy to dismiss, but yeah.
Increased range on firearms reduced.
Spread by 15%, okay. That's pretty good for like a shotgun. Reduces skill cooldowns by 15%, activating a skill costs 15% health. I have Burden of the Stargazer apparently from somewhere. Can you even trade any of these rings? Or are they all kind of... Yeah, no, I kind of got a build going, so... stick with what I got. I'd have to find some stuff to boost my shotgun more to consider changing that out.
I think it's just because I'm old now, I don't appreciate when I feel like games are wasting my time. As much as when I was younger, I didn't care as much about that.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I think I played games when I was younger to waste time sometimes. So I didn't care if it was like 100% enjoyment. No,
There was less games back then too, where you had less income to like get more. You kind of had what you had and redo. But now it's like,
I have
yeah, I've got
a
to
lot of
play
options.
this and Baldur's Gate, and like maybe I'll do Armored Core. I'm not really sure if it's my thing or not.
I'm
A friend
definitely going to be
showed
trying it at some point, but
a friend showed me Armored Core the other day. You know what it actually reminded me of?
what's
I'm
that?
like, oh, it's like Code Geass is like what it is. Because like
Yeah,
I
mech.
didn't really know what Armored Core was all about, and then a friend showed me the other night on stream and was talking to me about all these details, and I'm like, okay, slow down, just like show me an early intro mission in like an early mech. And they're like, okay. And it was basically them flying around at high speed, like shooting down helicopters and tanks and what I thought were enemy mechs, but were actually like kind of these kind of pissant enemy mechs. And what I told him was, oh wow, this is like totally just anime like mech tropes. Why didn't you say that? And it's like, well, you see, he says, the difference is I'm in an armored core, whereas these other things are like these weaker mobile units. And I'm like, yeah, it's anime mech tropes. It's like, oh, well, my unit is so much more powerful than your unit. I can fight like 20 units at a time.
You're not wrong.
So it's like, oh, it's like Code Geass the game, but
But it
I
does
don't know if
have...
it's for me. The missions seem, maybe some are longer than others, but the one I saw seemed really short and like just very fast action. It might be like just more of an action game than I want.
Fair enough.
Anime mech tropes just don't really appeal to me, like Gundam and Code Geass. I'm kind of an old school thump plotting
Eh,
Western battle techer.
explains why
I'm
you
more of a
enjoy
mech warrior.
Remnant so much too, because
Yeah, it's a little.
they're a little more
Even though it's
stylized. Right?
technically an action shooter game, it's still pretty slow paced.
The camera is freaking out in this place. What is that? Ow. That thing hurts a little bit.
Like, we have to shoot down its little, like, wacky spheres. They're just.
What is it doing? Oh, helicopter of death. Nope, stop that.
It was really hard to keep up with those wacky spheres. I needed, like, an AoE tool I didn't have for that, like the Firestorm.
Yeah, I kind of need to, I think, put my shockwave back on my...
Because I
shotgun.
stasis the main enemy and was like, huzzah, get wrecked mini-boss, but then all its little, like, mini sphere drones were still zipping all over and blasting. Maybe it was not ideal.
But at least the main guy didn't get to play the game very much.
True.
Take those.
We got company.
Do we? Oh, we do. There's a lot of noise for one enemy dying. Thought there was like another guy around. Oh, there is. Oh,
Could you maybe not one-tap me to the head from behind?
oh, frick. I was trying to throw at one of the other guys and ow. Okay, I'm trying to revive you here super fast.
Thank you.
As Ghost. As much as I do pride myself on having really high regen, nice to have the healer up. So I got Revivalist trait from getting you up that time. Increase the speed of reviving and being revived.
Cute.
I guess after you revive so many times, it gives
Good to
that.
know. You can one-tap me to the head with weak spot spear. Wonderful.
I mean, technically you could just farm it out if you really wanted to. Knock each other down, pick each other up and such. Just near
That seems like a
crystal.
non sequitur, but okay, I guess you're right.
Realized it from, you know, friendly fire being on, you could do that.
Yeah.
And just do it near a crystal, so once you run out, you can just keep going to get that perk, or trait, or whatever. Seems like these guys just have like a damage threshold when they have their shield up. About to blast
It's
you.
more like a stagger threshold, because this game does track the stagger damage of weapons separately from their
True.
damage.
I guess Elden Ring does that too, so.
And Armored Core has a poise bar as well, I learned. I didn't expect that from X, but it does.
Yeah. Elden Ring has an invisible one, which I almost kind of like more. Because it's not like you can tell when they're about to stagger. You kind of have to.
As a first-time player of a Souls game, I think it would have helped me understand, like, when to go more aggressive or not.
I kind of get. This is a long elevator.
I think it would overall be a positive, probably, to see the enemy stagger bar.
Sekiro had that. I didn't really like that game.
Okay, but answer me this. Have you ever played differently when you could see the boss's health bar? Because you could go more aggro or more conservative sometimes? Like, probably, right?
Typically, it makes me more greedy. Because when they're on low health, I just go in hard and then I end up dying because I was greedy.
But you play differently sometimes because you could see it, and if you couldn't see the boss's health bar, I bet you play differently too. So it's kind of a
True, I
weird
play
choice.
super lame when I can't see the health bar. I just kind of find a strategy where I don't get hit and just go with that. Do you want to
Welcome.
at the checkpoint, maybe?
Step aboard the train.
Not really. Are you low on resources? 'Cause
I lost a charge getting you up from that stuntal bonk in
we
the
still
back of the
have
head.
6, but whatever.
I would rather have 7 just to be safe.
I wanted to go back up the stairs and not have all the guys respawned, because I
Oh.
feel like we missed a ton on the previous floor.
Yeah?
Whereas this seems like,
I felt like we got funneled in and didn't miss much.
nah,
Alright, well,
you gotta have faith. Gotta have confidence.
I have confidence that we missed stuff. Why would I do that?
Because I'm right. I wouldn't steer you wrong. I wouldn't steer you wrong on purpose.
Okay. I was gonna say, you have steered me wrong, but on purpose, that's fair. You've never on purpose steered me wrong. I wanted to say something about Baldur's Gate, but I'm not gonna say it because spoilers. Like major spoilers, so. Let's just say
I thought it was a bluff. I thought it was a fake out.
Yeah, well, I kind of thought, you know, maybe, but unlikely at this point.
I am glad that you are allowed to game over yourself on certain choices and do not regret having to revert to an earlier load modestly.
Yeah.
You know what would be kind of a crazy run to do in that game?
What's that?
Is like an Iron Man, like no save scumming at all run.
I mean, some people just kind of do that in their first run. But I mean, you obviously have to a little bit if you die, but I guess that's the Iron Man portion you were talking about.
Yeah. Like, I think that could be fun for us to try sometime on, like, a repeat playthrough. It's like a no save scumming run, really, because
I mean, that means your party can never go down
Maybe-
entirely. But
maybe I'm in the minority here, but I think that compared to Divinity on its hard mode, that the Tactician on BG3 is kind of a joke. Like, let's be honest. we have been interacting with the alchemy system and potions and elixirs almost not at all in our first playthrough.
I think I've made maybe 2 potions at most.
So we're like not even using all the resources the game gives us, and we are on purpose long resting less than we could just to kind of like self-impose chill.
Okay. Yeah, we're not resting very often most of the time.
So
What if you didn't get to play the game? Sounds like fun. Alright.
and like obviously people enjoy games and D&D however you want. I just think I've had, and maybe you have had too, Sage, bad experiences where when long resting is way too prevalent in D&D, then full casters just to kind of like steal the spotlight all the time. And there are certain players at certain tables that are sort of attention hogs anyways, and it just exacerbates that problem. I wouldn't say it's the high percentage of things, but
Yeah.
I think it's a flaw in the system if short resters don't
Get to
their time to
shine. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I feel like we didn't really miss anything, but...
There's all these other... So that elevator goes from there to there. And that other elevator only goes a short distance, and the other one goes way down. Well... I was wrong. I owe you a favor.
Fair enough. I was just kind of looking at the map, and it seemed like it was very straightforward through this area, so...
I saw all these other elevators and thought we missed something, but I'm hallucinating.
It's fine. Doesn't hurt to check really quick.
Well, you're very sweet.
I've been told that.
Yes, I'm very sweet.
Now you're just imitating Jester from Critical Role.
Mm-hmm.
Slash Curie the bird.
Shit, they see us.
Slash Jester teaching Kiri the bird.
I really need to watch Campaign 3 sometime. I just, you know, don't have a ton of time.
Too busy watching Squoo with your free time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's the really long elevator too. Yeah, it is. I guess it technically would have been quicker to just drink poison.
You know, you're not wrong. But the elevator ride gave me time to tease you
Ah,
about being a loyal Pocahontas.
I am a loyal Placato. I just sometimes sleep in. Just a little bit. I'm wondering if there's a way to, like, move faster by sliding. Almost feels like it.
Oh my gosh.
Listen. This seems like a boss rush thing or something. You're saying board the train. I'd like to refill my ammo if we could, because...
I don't see the train.
I mean, that looks like a train.
Well, I couldn't go anywhere.
Probably because I wasn't in the room with you. And I'm guessing it's going to lock us in there. As I heard a thing that when you went in over this direction before, it said, please board the train. And yeah, see the rails are up there. Totally a train.
You're right, we had to both go in.
Yep.
So what do we have to do? Like fight our way forward through each train car? Like a Wild West heist?
We're gonna be locked in this car, and there's gonna be waves. How's this gonna
This
go?
would be very cramped to fight Wade.
I have no idea who you are or how you came to be in this place. To be completely honest,
Oh, it's open.
I do not care. I have spent too much time in the company of machines. To converse now with a being of flesh and bone is such an honor.
Oh. An honor.
Machines fear nothing, not pain nor death. But you, I can already detect an increase in your vitals. But I
I heard this
digress.
voice sounds familiar.
I am the conductor of this train, and it is my honor to propose to you a little test.
Yeah?
The rules are simple. Kill everything on this train before
Oh.
it crashes.
Why does every train in the video game have to be, like,
Are you
haunted?
ready?
This one's haunted by an evil AI. In Final Fantasy VI, there was like a phantom ghost train.
Not.
Every train is haunted. That's the rule.
Let us
Final
begin.
Fantasy holds to that too, so. There's a train and it's haunted. Alright, kill everything on the train before it crashes and we die. Reload.
Well, we could kill it faster if the darn things would spawn faster.
It's barely a challenge.
Yeah.
Let us see how you handle what is next, shall we?
Is it gonna be these things getting up, or... Oh, this is a little more open.
Open for them, maybe. We have cover.
Meant on the sides, but I guess that's glass, so... Or whatever plexiglass situation is going on in this world. Hey. Oh, big one? Yeah, it's a ghost.
Expected so much more.
More. Hello?
Sage, it can't be plexiglass because this is the future, so it has to be hexaglass because everything is hexagon.
Oh, okay. Fame Train, Delta Escape One is referencing Phantom Train from F06. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying. Final Fantasy has a haunted train. It is not exempt to the rule of trains being haunted in video games. Make sure you jump there, yeah. 'Cause I almost didn't see the gap for half a second.
I can't imagine why you would be reminding me to jump over a gap in this game.
Why ever would I do that? If I headshot with this, I can almost kill them every time. Ghost.
Done it. I hope you do not expect me to go easy on you this close to the end.
I'll exorcist for this train. Or splash some holy water on it, yeah. red one. I gotta remember those give me buffs. No, don't throw the spear. Oh, I heard a thump.
Nice
Ow,
spear.
hi. A lucky crit spear, but yeah. Oh, hi. There's actually a timer.
Healing zone.
You are every bit the dealer of dead I thought you were. As a reward, I will not be killing you.
Wow.
Come, the final color lies ahead.
I mean, yeah, we can kind of see that on the map.
He doesn't know we have a map. He can only read our vital signs.
Uh,
What I asked.
we had 3 minutes to beat that last enemy, basically, so that's cool.
We were kind of cruising.
Unfortunate. I had hoped to see you die.
Hmm.
Fine. You may leave.
I already said we may leave. Hello, Peach.
Ooh, fuck.
How you
What
doing
him
today?
do?
Is that
Oh,
another?
more movement speed while ADSing? It's not terrible.
Yeah, alright. Well, thank you for shouting out Peach Tactical. Areas always have so much map to explore. It's just kind of disappointing when some of them are just dead ends with nothing.
Well, that's the proceduralness, right?
Yes, yeah. They're like I feel like it's got a very heavy formula though that doesn't let you alter too much from it. Yeah, that is the thing talking. Okay, so, hey Pokey, my tongue is getting tied in knots.
Why are you getting tongue-tied?
I don't know. I haven't drank water in a while, maybe that's why. And I'm doing pretty good today, Slowpoke. Hope you are well as well. And thank you for shouting out Slowpoke, DC. I'm doing okay, yeah. Got a little bit scammed out of a job interview yesterday, but, you know. Not sure what happened there, because I still haven't received any sort of reply, either.
Why would I want to jump back on top of the train car?
Why would we?
I don't know. Oh, there's a purple in there. Well,
Atom Smasher.
Atom Smasher.
Oh, I'm curious about that. Accelerator charge melee attacks. Increase the speed of all melee attacks by 10% for 5 seconds. Huh. I thought we both just equipped it and started swinging.
So it kind of has like an infinite combo, huh? It's just like a 1-2 over and over.
Yeah, there's no real decrease in the delay there. As long as you have stamina, you keep swinging.
Oh, I see. When you use the charged heavy, the rocket engine turns on, and the rocket makes it go faster, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much. Forum Cipher, by the way. So, whatever that is.
Yeah, what's that?
Quest item. I want my spear back.
A dense memory storage device?
Hmm. I mean, do we take that back to the thing in the labyrinth, or is there something here that... Doesn't feel like we're done here, by any means. This is kind of dead-endish, I think. Or was there... Yeah, no.
Oh, so this was like the conductor's module. That's why we could jump down into it.
So did we turn off the evil AI train, or was that not actually AI for the train and just somebody outside?
I think it was AI for the train, because we took out its, like, memory module. I think we're basically carrying the evil train AI with us in our pocket right now in that little USB stick.
Oh, great.
I mean, better than it driving a train. What can it do to us in our pocket?
Laugh at us when we die, I'm sure. I'm glad you're
I
doing
don't
okay,
think
by
it
the way,
has any
Slipbook.
awareness on just a USB stick.
You don't know that.
I mean, I don't, but I can hope. Man, we're finding a lot of sideways.
Water. Become.
Thanks for the hydrate, Moody. But yeah, we are finding a lot of side paths. Alright, I'm sure that's at the bottom. Just looking at my map, and then I heard robot noises.
Wish we got a little more stuff from that side path, though. I'm not an expert in Souls games like you, but I feel that this one gives you
Good little
new
reward.
items particularly slowly.
Yeah. I will agree with that, to be honest, because it always feels like you don't get much for gear, like, ever. Unless you're, like, really looking for secrets and stuff, then you... There are, like, armor sets you can unlock, as far as I'm aware.
I mean, yeah, we found 2, but we've played quite a bit to only get 2 armor sets, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Like I said, though, they're sometimes locked behind secrets and stuff, and some of the secrets are a little bit convoluted in this. Hello, Yosei. Ooh. Oh, big boy.
Oh, okay.
Off those armor plates. Nice of that
Yeah, I
robot.
get
to
it now. It's like a big blob, and you have to blow off all its little...
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's not like Elden Ring has any cryptic secrets or NPC quests that are, like, basically impossible to solve on your own on your first...
Just have to remind myself of the password that Yosei gave me last time. Quite long. Quite scary, though. Hope you're doing well today, Yosei.
Is this a railway or a radiation
This
way?
feels like a
I'm getting
radiation way.
Yeah, I'm getting a little spooked.
Durable, I'll go over here. Oh, that's definitely radiation. It starts turning your screen a little bit red. The command is a Yosei password, and it's the last password that Yosei generated that was the longest anyway. I'm having a pretty good day. Certainly much better than yesterday, so... I can't remember who caused that password to be generated, actually. Somebody redeemed something and hello. And just... Another one over there.
Is it bad that I have no clue what you're talking about with password?
Basically, Yosei gets flustered very easily, and someone redeemed a close-up mic redeem directed at Yosei, and it flustered them so much that they mashed their keyboard and generated a really long string of letters that are very random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that instead of having a like a password manager that can generate secure passwords, you just
Fluster Yosei.
fluster Yosei with a Sage Deep mic. I like it.
I'm glad you can appreciate it. Yeah, it was Divi. It totally was.
I mean, I'm a bit of a Sage Deep mic aficionado myself, and I do get a little flustered, but
Not that flustered.
not the kind of flustered that makes me generate passwords.
True, true. There's a zombie behind you.
I have faith that you have my back, and definitely won't
Oh, I'm also being
just spare me.
berated by grates from a grate throwing... I don't even know what those are. Are they zombies? Are they...
They're like psionic, telekinetic, wacky zombies.
New skill, Vile Elixir of Life. Okay, hi there. Just noticed how low my life is. Let me see. Oh my gosh. You know, the thing is, I hear that Discord thing and I start looking at chat now more than Discord. But nice try, Tactical.
So, Sage, you know what the crazy thing is? Is that there's like an item past that radiation zone. So do you think that there's like a pocket of safety past them?
Potentially? That someone wanted your attention, Moody. Aw. I have that to try and debate me into looking at Discord when I don't have Discord running, basically.
Alright, well, fuck it, I guess. The game says there's an item over there, so maybe I can make it.
I was gonna look at my new skill, but alright, let's go.
Oh, it's just not a radiation zone at all. It's just like a regular path. Well,
You made
I
me.
got worried for nothing, and you believed me.
You baited me.
You should have just been like, Corna, you're crazy. There's not even radiation there.
I didn't realize it was that way. Yep, we definitely got you baited. Thank you, Tactical. I gotta do push-ups.
Well, the next time you die.
No, just push-ups. I'm gonna restock and just need to find a safe place.
Reloads within 1.5 seconds of a crit or weak spot kill are faster.
Get to those push-ups as soon as I possibly can. Oop, just don't want to stand around in the middle of toxic wasteland that we are in. Moody what?
Watch my back.
It's got like a weird wobbly core or something. I don't know. I was gonna say
Yeah,
well,
I think that core is like the mega weak point.
I don't know if I want to know, Moody. I think I'm good not knowing that. That looks like radiation zone.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right. I don't think that's the...
I think generally the radiation zone is when your screen starts getting more red when you walk near or in it. Yeah. Seems to be the running theme so far with this. I need ammo. I've only got 6 shots left with my shotgun.
You're a melee class. You have infinite ammo and a returning javelin.
It's not even returning, it just like generates new ones. It's also really hard to hit things at any sort of reasonable range with it though. I guess I do have the cube gun for that too though. I am being assaulted by grates again.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold down the other flank.
You know what? Cube shield. I know the cube shield does block the grates. Yeah. I ran out of time on the shield. Okay, one of them dropped ammo. You've scooted your way into the fog and I can't see you. There it is.
Scooted, huh? Scooted what?
Scooted.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
And speaking of returning pikes, I don't think this is too much of a spoiler. One of the best early game items for a great weapon fighter in Baldur's Gate 3, returning pike.
There is a returning pike, and it's, yeah, I think as early as the Goblin Camp, so I mean, not really a spoiler.
I think it's as early as like the Emerald Circle, Druid Circle shop.
I'm pretty sure it's sold by the guy in the Goblin Camp, isn't it?
I thought it was like Damon.
I don't think it's Damon, but I could be wrong. I thought I'd
Where are
help.
we going? How are we so lost?
I think it's because we went into the main zone. And I had mentioned this last time. If we go into the main zone, it won't show a marker over it. And we might just have to teleport to it at some point.
But I'm looking at all of the doorways, and they're all
That's what I mean. We won't see a
rounded
marker.
arches. But they're all rounded arches. The one that's the main way should be a square arch.
These all just side paths? Maybe we just need to go find a crystal and, teleport. But I think when we get to the crystal, I gotta go to do my push-ups before I forget about them.
Oh, just do your push-ups now. Everything will be fine.
You're literally running away from me. It will not be fine.
It'll be fine.
Will not be fine.
Don't deny your fans. You're being rude.
Alright, well, if stuff spawns and kills me, this is on you then. I'll stop.
I can live with that.
Alright. You're just gonna go head to the crystal and have to wait for me anyway.
Wrong. I'm exploring.
Okay. Shit, stop. My head on the desk.
You bonked your head on the desk
Two,
going down too fast.
3,
You're such a doofus.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I did not bonk my head going down. I was trying to adjust my positioning and went up a little bit. And thankfully, it was just.
Oh, okay. You didn't bonk on the way down, you bonked on the way up. That's much better.
I just tapped the edge of my headset, thankfully, and not my actual head.
Okay.
So.
Do you need a redeem? Do you need to change your care package redeem to involve like a band-aid for your forehead?
No. Also, I think stuff spawned either on you or me. Because I have battle music, but it's either behind me or...
Yeah, I'm fighting a big ugly blob.
Okay. Oh, I jumped into the death mist.
Wrong game.
What do you mean? There's death mist in this. It's just...
It's just radiation, that's different. I'm pretty sure that's not what it was in Elden Ring.
I mean, death mist is also from Divinity 2.
Oh, you're right, it was.
Uh-huh. Can't believe I remember that better than you, because I never finished Divinity 2.
I thought we played through it together.
I don't think we did. I think you played it with like a dozen other people, and
Watch out! Here they come!
me and Croc or Necros were playing it.
Oh, is this the way we missed? Is this it?
Oh, is this the one main path? Oh. But yeah, me and Necros are playing it, and I don't think we ever got all the way through. Ow. What is hitting me? Oh, there's a drone.
Well, you'll perhaps be delighted to know. I think my BG3 playthrough with you is probably on track to be the first time I complete the game.
Yeah, me too. Ouch. Because yeah, Baldur with the boys is still, I think, near the end of Act 1. And we hit Act 2 finally.
Maybe Baldur with the boys will be more challenging because it's just like accidental self-imposed challenge.
There is a lot of chaos in that. We're also only on balanced difficulty, but this tactician with that level of chaos seemed like not a great idea.
Balance seems like... I can't even imagine.
To be honest, it doesn't feel that severely different.
It seems like you could clown and do whatever and probably be fine.
Kind of why we went for balance, because we're like, we're going to be clowning around a lot. And
Oh my gosh, this is another side path.
I don't think there is a main path in this direction for some reason. Really? I should have stretched my arms before stream. That hurt a little bit. That's a big checkpoint crystal, so that's nice at least.
Gotta get fit with say.
Yeah, well, make sure you stretch. Important. Everything alright, Cornet?
Yeah, I was just checking the perk I got in Challenger, which is like the Juggernaut one, which will probably be a lot better against bosses than Shockwave.
That reminds me of my archetype. Elixir of Life. Living Will grants 5 health regeneration per second and protects against fatal damage. Can revive down players. Last 20 seconds. Revived allies cannot be affected by Living Will for 180 seconds. Resets at Worldstone or on death. Okay, so that's a health
A
regen.
rapid revive of sorts does seem valuable, as hard as it can be to stick a res sometimes.
True.
Give them all you got.
Depending on the boss, it might be better than what I have equipped. To be honest, I might change to it for... Well, no, I'm going to change my archetype anyways, so... I'm going to do like the Challenger, so... Medic it is for now.
I'm gonna press the button.
Hang on, what's the medic base perk? Wellspring? Oh, right, the...
What's that?
Okay,
Reloading.
maybe I shouldn't have pressed the button.
Eh. Wanted to know what the button did. Now we know.
Boop.
Always boop the buttons.
Mm-hmm. Boop the button. It's just like a boop sage on his cute nose. Boop.
Hey, why you boop me?
Because you got a cute little nose. Boop.
Fuck you.
Love this. Okay. I love that the characters call out very false information. That's super helpful.
Archer! 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 Archer!
I've been getting a lot of above you lately. And then I don't get an above you call when there actually is a drone shooting me above. I hear a lot of groaning through that locked door. Or maybe I'm just hearing background noise everywhere. Oh, the other one died of bleed damage before it got up here. Ow. Double the healing.
I don't think it actually stacked.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure, I think, because you step in it and you get a regen buff on yourself and it doesn't double. You only ever get, like, the one.
Damn it.
Felt like it was moving faster, but maybe I'm also regenerating health for something else. Oh! I really don't want to find out what that debuff does.
The blue one?
Yeah, the purplish skull
I think
thing.
it's like, oh, purple skull?
Yeah, purple
I
skull
thought
with
purple
X.
skull was reduced maxed health, wasn't it? Like the red prince did to it?
I thought that was a reddish kind of color, but
No, that was purple.
I mean, if we find another crystal, I might consider it. But
Purple.
because I think this is the same debuff you get when you're in the radioactive fog. Emergency switch amulet. Alright, well, we're going in now.
So I may have blown up an explosive barrel on myself with a melee sniper.
Oh no. That's not ideal right now, because... Stasis.
Feel that later.
Good job, good job.
Are you kidding?
Thanks a lot.
I take it all back.
I was like a fraction of a second away from getting you up and I just get hit.
Thanks a lot.
He's vent throwing ghosts, though. Alright. Charms! How you doing, Charms? Hope you're doing great.
Cover me.
Thank you, Tactical, for shouting out Charms. I'm sure to go check out the cute teddy bear.
Oh, right, cute. I got distracted. So, how I can prove booping your nose is cute. I know for a fact that everyone in your stream is a cutie, therefore you are too.
But I'm not in my
Therefore,
stream,
cute to
I'm
boop. Yeah,
running my
here
stream.
you are.
Nope.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that you were such a technicality Ted over here.
Technicality Ted, never heard that one
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, because I made it up just now.
Fair enough.
And it was inspired by your excuses.
Well, I'm glad I could inspire something. After sprinting for 2 seconds, movement is increased by 15%, stagger level reduced by 1.
Emergency switch. When health below 50%, chance to consume relic on use is reduced by 35%. Final relic charge is not consumed on use, but the effect cannot be triggered again for 60 seconds. So when you're down to your last relic, you get
Infinite relics every
a
minute.
free relic every
Yeah,
minute.
not bad.
Seems. I think it seems kind of bad. When's the last time you died because you ran out of relics in this game? I'm hard pressed to.
In solo mode more, though, for tank class anyway, because I'm kind of just trying to not die a lot of the time. Above us again. It sounds like a lot of screaming. Oh, here they come. Oh. Alright. Ghost doesn't get to play the game.
Looks like I'm full up.
Yep. Remember that, chat. Coronai confirms no fun game.
Heard the phrase play lame, win game, and it's just kind of true. And honestly, it's fine, because it's in the game, it's part of the game.
We got a big one.
Big boy. Those armor plates at. Ow. You pulling the arrows out of that man hurt me a lot.
I don't control where those go.
I know, but it was just kind of like, oh, what hit me? And then it was like, oh, right, arrows get pulled out. This looks like a dangerous, lovely room, but I think I see blue. Yeah, you found it. Great point. Technically, depending on your patience levels, you can get infinite trait points, too.
So,
I mean, yeah. Because most of the time, if you run through, like, adventure mode or something, you can find more trait books. Because they aren't limited by if you've already done the area. So if you can run through an area any number of times, you can eventually get infinite perk points. It's just going to take time.
I find these sorts of games are most fun when you don't feel like you have to fight. Elden Ring was really good about that. Which is why it annoys me that that one class that we should technically probably have,
Oh,
that I think is some kind of summoner, we just don't have, because it was gated behind a ridiculous grid.
yeah. Stasis pod glyph. Quest item. Oh, is it actually supposed to be like you don't find it on the first try and tightly wound coil?
When spending 75% or more of the current magazine, gain a shield for 10% of max health.
It's a pretty solid shield, but gotta spend 75% of magazine.
Well, it's another, like, low mag synergy.
Wonder if that
Like a
synergizes
shooter.
with cube gun. Technically, every time I fire up all of the cubes.
I mean, you could empirically test that right now, I'm sure.
True. It seems kind of bosser to me. Tell you what, let's quickly... I have the Fey Bruiser ring favorited, so... Stack with itself? No, it seems to have a cooldown too built in. Does it actually say a cooldown?
It explicitly says it doesn't stack with itself.
Okay, but it also doesn't state that it has a cooldown. But it certainly does. Unless it only counts the magazine for cube gun after I, like, overheat it too. And have to physically reload.
Well, jumping in those pods worked out great for me the last time.
Okay, no. I don't know what this ring's deal is, but I don't like it. We jumping in more pods?
Probably, because contraption does not open from this side. Therefore,
Been a lot of those doors.
we probably have to go down the pods and then work our way back up.
You want me to jump in the pod this time?
I don't think it's a coincidence that there's 3 of them in a 3-player game.
Wait, is this 3-player?
Yes.
I thought it was 4-player.
I don't think so.
Hey, freaky zombie man. Bad touch?
They're coming! This can't be good.
Oh, why do I not get up till after you? Ow, ow, that's fair. I was still in the get up animation. She just didn't get to play the game. just
Damn
melee.
it.
Is immune to that now. Alright, I'll run near the way.
Appreciate it.
Run. There we go. Okay, come on now. Get back up. Oh, he drops the debuff stuff at his feet.
Oh, there's a lot of ants, Sage. Maybe you should help with those instead of just drilling the boss.
Don't really have an ad dealing with setup.
I think it's one of those things where he spawns ads at certain HP breakpoints, so we sort of need to go back and forth, and you were just like drilling him when I was getting overwhelmed. Thank you. Immediately goes back to drilling boss while flying great ad is directly overhead.
I mean, it wasn't able to out-damage me, so I wasn't too worried.
Oh yes, good for you.
Okay. Transference mutator. What do? Weapon is it even for? Is it for pistol? Is it for melee then? It is. Transference. Melee hits generate 5% of max ammo capacity to the reserve for both firearms. Cooldown of 10 seconds. I guess that's alright. Cooldown seems like it might be able to go down as well.
When firearm reserve is full, melee strikes generate mod power for weapon. That's cool.
Not for me, because I got the shield situation with my melee weapon, but yeah. Wow. Next all the traits that I'm working on, so I need to find another one to go focus on. Power generation might not be bad. Movement speed while aiming. You know what? No, let's go with the speed of reviving and stuff. And I get up faster. And so do you. Alrighty.
I'll try and move speed while aiming. That actually seems like it could be pretty...
I do a lot of melee, so... Not to say it's not, you know, good for me. It's just not the best thing for me right now, I feel like.
I end up in aim mode for longer periods of time shooting machine gun or spamming, but...
This is a shortcut back to where we were, it seems like. So I believe that's all there is for this dungeon, unless we can open that door that
We
was...
can probably open something, because we got a wacky glyph, right?
Right. There was that door that does not open from the side kind of thing, but... Well, that looks like the glyph, too, like...
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Space worker mask, space worker body, space worker gloves, space worker legs.
Oh, it's like the whole set.
Is it any good, or is it just...
Okay, what do? Space
Awesome.
worker... The helmet is quite a bit lighter weight than the Fey one. It has more lightning and poison resist, which might be situationally.
Yeah, it's a lighter weight, seems like... What is that, lightning and...
A lighter weight set with more focus on lightning.
Yeah. The legs, the boots have fire and crossbones, whatever that is.
I think. Poison. I hope.
Corrosive, apparently. I just remembered you can see all the... It's bleed, fire, shock, corrosive, and blight. I think the purple one might be blight, because curse was... Or maybe there's just different kinds of blight.
Blight refers to all long-term status effects, like anything with a skull is a blight. There are
Yeah.
many kinds of blights, but one resistance for all of them.
Seems like it might be a good resistance type to have, then.
I mean, if the encounter has a blight, sure, like against the Red Prince, I think fire resist and blight resist was very good, because he was a fire boss that made you not have max health anymore, which really sucked.
Yeah, I believe it was half of your health when it got max stacks, which is...
Yep, and that made getting through his battle royale fire zone very.
Do we not want to see if we can teleport to the main zone now? Because...
I mean, I'd rather go to Ward 13 first, just to see if we got any
good stuff.
relics and stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Hey, lady.
You.
Only one. Seeker residue. Helix. Helix of missiles dealing 120 damage on contact divides into 6 smaller rockets which seek additional targets dealing 30 damage on contact. Sounds interesting, but not really amazing.
Bye.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I've honestly just been grabbing them all, so...
I'm always looking for different special moves to situationally flex in on my main weapon. Since I'm still using the starter machine gun somehow.
I'm still using starter shotgun, so... How much does it take to build this up? Seems like it stacks to more than
So I
one.
can hold 2 charges.
Question is it better at close range? Distant. I hit the wall. I love this positioning, this first one. It's so hard to...
It seems decent. It does what it advertises.
Yeah. Got a lot of different mods that I could try too.
I mean, it's no Firestorm, that's all I'm...
I don't think I ever actually tried this one out.
Or am I like big Firestorm?
Yeah, you sure do. I have another one. I don't know if you have this one, because I think it might have been from an adventure mode thing I got. I'm gonna wait for your firestorm to end.
Wacky lightning. It's like ball lightning. That's cool.
Oh, now it's just kind of going up. How long does that last?
What,
Oh, wow.
Firestorm or your ball?
The ball seems to last a while.
So, surely I have enough resources at this point to upgrade equipment without having to stress, right? Okay.
I would assume so. I don't have a ton of money, but... To be honest, I think I'm sticking with the shotgun because I've just been enjoying it, so...
I just want to try the other staff a bit. Is mostly where I'm coming from. The, Dreamcatcher.
Oof. Oh, apparently need hardened iron for the cube then now. I've been slowly pushing through galvanized iron. Just try and upgrade everything as evenly as I can.
Be safe out there.
Yeah, there. I'm literally at the maximum upgrade I can get to with these weapons, and This hardened iron is not something I've even seen yet. Oh, that staff. Whoa. That's the,
Yeah. It does like a time bubble. Slows enemies and speeds you up, I think, for each enemy effect.
Each enemy affected, each stack grants 2% all damage and movement speed. That's 15 seconds. Not bad.
And it has a moon on it, and I'm a sucker for that stuff, so let's go.
Yeah, you did like all that stuff for quite a while. Moon Sun.
Still do.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, you've always liked it for quite a while. I think that started back in your League days, didn't it?
Glances up at twin shadow boxes of Leona Diana paper cuts that my partner painstakingly made for me. Alright, well the game says our main quest is somewhere in the Eon Vault. So we're just big dum-dums, and this is a real big zone.
Like I said, I think the last time we played, we went into the main area, so there was no marker telling us to go this way anymore, because we'd already been in there, and it was like, hey, you've been in here, now you need to go to here again.
But then where's the big square archway? It doesn't make sense.
When we could, oh, it's a...
Yeah. See?
Okay, so it's in
I
an
think
area...
this is
over
just a very big open zone, and we're like still missing stuff.
Guessing you didn't mean to lay that down?
That was a bad thing.
It happens. Thought maybe we get a buff out of it or something. Reminds me. Buffs. Do I still have... Yeah, root water. Drink that. Hold
You're
on.
just a certified concoction spam.
Why do I not have potency? Thought once you had the archetype at max, it stuck around. Is that just not a thing? Oh, what? Why did I wander that deep into the awful radiation? So were we mistaken in assuming that you just get the archetype traits? Because it seems like you don't.
Hold on a sec, I can explain.
Okay.
So is potency from your, like, alchemist or whatever?
Yes.
While you are an alchemist, you will have that trait at 10 out of 10 for free because you earned that, right? Follow me so far?
Yep. Makes sense.
But you have it unlocked even when you're not an alchemist to put trade points into, but you just don't have any in it right now.
Oh, okay. So I have to save up some trait points if I want that to be a permanent thing. I get you.
Well, we already did this one, didn't we?
Did we?
I assume so, because we know the name of it, Forgotten Prism, so...
I know we went into the one that was the main area, but... So...
I mean... I think you believe that, and that there is no evidence to...
Okay, well, we've been to the Void
Support your
Vessel
claim.
facility. Been over there. We've been over there. Not seeing much in the way of places we haven't been, though. Oh, okay. I was worried that was a death zone that I was getting stuck falling into, but it thankfully was just a puddle. Beep boop drone. Didn't notice this. That one did, though. ahead of me are you? My gosh. Ow.
Well, what can I say? I know how to scoot.
I've actually lost sight of you entirely. Oh, because you went over that way. Okay. Oh, this is death mist. No. Okay, I was right on the edge. Can't shoot, can't do anything. Yeah, those are just kind of like inverted, flailing, telekinetic zombies. That's weird. You're up there, okay. I could finally find you. Got a few friends shooting at you, though. Where that zombie came from, but alright. Ay, ay, ay. There's a lot of enemies. There we go. Nothing up there.
Not that I saw.
You could have asked, I can heal too now.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. It looked like more of a fall. That looks like death. Oh, good night, Moody. Have a good sleep. Oh. Love when the enemies trip to dodge my attacks. Very fancy backstep attack.
Yeah.
These are lovely noises. Oh yeah, wow.
Okay, that was cool. I like that.
It even slows them in midair. That's crazy. There's just nothing here. It feels so weird.
The map makes it look like it's a path or a ramp down or something, but I can't find.
There's nothing to interact with on this wall at all.
A voice within a glass chamber asked me to search for soul sparks. I wonder if the AI core we got is what they mean.
I don't know. Just got a few quest items only. Illuminate crystals, blood moon essence, relic dust, yeah. I feel like that area up there was death, wasn't it?
It looks not great.
Yeah, that's all lovely, lovely death mist. Isn't it? Wait. There's like... Oh, those are the elevator platforms just showing up weird on the map, mini-map. Okay. Okay. Definitely feel lost in this area. Not to say that the other areas were like, oh, you just go this way, but... This has been probably the most confusing area.
So it's the most open zone.
Probably doesn't help we also walked away from the game for a few weeks.
That probably made a contribution.
Okay, that was on me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I lost 80% of my health in one hit. Sage hit me with his spear again.
I'm about to get blighted. Depressed.
Yeah, I think it's move speed reduction, which kind of sucks when we're hauling our butt around looking for a way to go.
Yeah, that's definitely move speed reduction.
Don't suppose we have some
Don't.
random consumable that helps with suppressed.
That increases evade window, evade speed.
I don't.
Wrote it. And I can't hear myself think right now. Because, you know,
But Sage, the mining alarm lets you know that, like, mining is still in progress.
I mean, it does let you know that, hey, don't get squished by the giant hammer that's about to drop on your head, too.
It's a pounding piston, okay. The
Yeah.
pounding pile driver is also acceptable.
Uh-huh. Friend.
I might have found a way.
Alright, well, I'm trying to make my way over to you. Maybe bringing a friend or two. I think you've got a few already, so...
Yeah, I've got some kind of supercharged, ghost-haunted, wacky crazy zombie.
Ow. Okay, so that orb's pretty cool. Oh yeah, there's definitely unexplored territory over here.
Yeah, is this what we missed? Because we thought it was in the radiation zone, but it secretly wasn't.
There's been a lot of thinking it's in the radiation zone with this area, though.
Because we baited ourselves the first time.
Let's get him.
This can't suppress me any more than you already have, so... Oh, robots. Never mind. Ow. Okay then.
Hey, robots. Sure would be a shame if Firestorm.
You really like Firestorm, don't you?
One, I like it and it's really good. Two, we fought really hard to beat that Red Prince.
Yep. And that's kind of how I discovered the ridiculous combo that is my two classes.
I mean, I actually rather like that it was a boss, at least when we did it, where it was like, okay, we have to learn his patterns and also tech for the fight and consumables and stuff like, oh, let's get fire resist. Oh, we need curse removal. Oh, let's change our rings and amulets. Like,
That's all cursed death zone.
that's like what I want Baldur's Gate to do with its consumables as well, right? Like, how many weapon poisons do we have that we're not even using and stuff
True.
like that? It's crazy.
It has been pretty easy, but we're also pretty well versed in 5e and sneak around a lot.
So, I had this argument with somebody, right? Like, okay, fine. And they want to have a mass appeal and be people's first introduction to 5e. That's fine too. That's how I got into D&D 2.5 all those years ago on like Baldur's Gate 1 and Icewind Dale. But that game didn't have multiple difficulty settings. This one does. And they already have like beginner and balanced, which I would argue is still pretty easy. So why not have 4 difficulty settings? Why not have like tactician and then like super duper hard? Because I feel like you could easily have a 4th difficulty at the right thing.
True.
What this do?
I think it closes that door.
Oh. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah, and the other door's
Let's
opening.
see.
We'll step inside and... What happens if we both use a console? Doesn't speed it up much. Let's use
Get
this
me through
console.
the airlock, please. Thank you.
Yep. Happy to help. I was wondering what that noise was. There's another voice thing here. Full spark cylinder. This looks important. Benevolence?
These are within acceptable tolerance level. I was instructed to report to stasis. House Almaroon is to be stored in one of the upper stasis chambers.
15%
I
has
imagine the tombs themselves offer more protection than one of the stasis pods, so I've decided to stay here. Witness on this tomb. Versus perishing.
Are we supposed to be leaving? Did these just infinite square?
They seem like it. Guess we leave. Like. Yeah, okay, it auto does it when we're both in here. So we got a thing. Question is now what?
My best guess is to go back to the ancient prison.
Probably. I think we're still in combat with something because my stamina is actually going down. Unless that's just an effect of suppressed, maybe.
Probably just some stupid zombie back there.
I love how you killed it and then my guy called Flyer. Like I said, this game, they need to work on the, like, voice callouts for the enemies. It's always a little bit too late. Alright, that thing will probably bleed to death, so... Well, maybe not. Got a little more health than I give him credit for. Ooh. Oh wow, they like survive with like 1 health. That stinks. Whatever. Oh hey, that guy's back. I was wondering how long it would take him to catch up. Think we missed anything unless that...
Hey, watch it. Here they come.
Oh.
Keep shooting. Empty.
Well, then I guess Forgotten Prison is actually far this way.
Ow. Rude. Yeah, that's why I like to melee. I get a shield which regenerates my HP. I don't think we did Forgotten Prison, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, wasn't Forgotten Prison like the first zone we entered from, but this is like a side door into it, and maybe now we can progress further with the different gadgets we found?
Perhaps. On the water again. Also, it also feels like the crystals are a lot further apart in this world. Not as many checkpoints. I could be totally wrong on that. Oh. I guess we have been in here. Oh, right, yeah. I remember it now. And if nothing else, we have a big crystal in here that we can use to check the area it wants us to go.
you have found them. The Ember sees all. Yes. Bring them to me at once.
Okay. I'd like to get rid of this suppressed effect for sure.
Yeah, man, trusting the wacky voice seems not.
Yeah, no. But then again, you are pretty untrusting of most NPCs in games lately, it seems like.
Because they all are out to get you. Just like the narrator in the Stanley parable. Prove me
Give them
right.
to me. Lifetimes have I waited. Now I can rest knowing that everything left of my people is preserved for eternity. I have created an ark to preserve what is left of the Drazir. Though all of Nirud will cease, my ark will endure, and these sparks will join the consciousness of the countless others within.
Oh. That is...
You're a little freaky there, friend.
I don't know if that's actually him or just...
Our fate
Oh, it
is
is.
inevitable. The custodian will return Nirud to Alepsis Torah. It will not emerge a second time. All that remains is yourself. Tell me, do you believe in free will? Perhaps. Not so the Drazir.
You actually answer something
I
there?
once believed in free will.
I said, of course, I make my own
The
choices.
Ambit Ember has since shown me the fate of all things. For the
Didn't show me
Drazir,
options even.
free will was an illusion. All of our achievements pointed us here, to Alepsis Torah. Our every action since was inevitable. Yet I did not foresee you. Or perhaps I chose not to. I would invite you to the Ark, small one. You will be a welcome addition to eternity. A crude description. I consume your essence and merge your consciousness with my people. It is immortality.
I'm guessing you answered him again.
Will you join us?
I said, are you gonna eat me?
Will you join us?
The only
Saying
life the
no?
Drazir have found in eons. All that is left in this universe. To continue without would be a great loss. So, we will not do so. Your will is not greater than that of the universe, nor my own. You will join us, small one, no matter the form.
Oh, he's got teeth. Alright then. Ooh, hey dude. Don't have time to dodge that one.
How come you're supposed to be the tank character, but every boss just does nothing but perma-aggro me?
I can tell you. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of damage. I heal myself real quick first then. A second. There we go. That's Firestorm. No. Oh, it has projectiles. Okay, I can't dodge those apparently.
I could just had to time him.
Believe me, I tried a few times, but
Oh, he's just roly-polying all over me. I even tried to delay my dodge for that jump shockwave and still got it.
nope. Like, I literally can't dodge those. They come in too fast or something.
I dodged him the first time, but I did awful that
Okay, so apparently that biting attack is like instant death.
Alright, so I need to equip different stuff, obviously.
Might switch out of medic for this, honestly. Back to my alchemist for now. Switch to the elixir of life. Can just kind of throw and get you up if you get downed.
That'd be cool.
I do like the orb for this. Charges up decently fast with a big target like that, so. Cube shield has its uses too.
Here they come.
Still haven't fixed that. Have to walk through the fog twice. Bug I see.
Really? That was so cheap. He like hit stun me with a tail swipe from behind, and then before my character could even get up, I just died.
Oh, there's zombies. Oh, I mean, there's always ads. I just wasn't expecting them to. Ouch. Alright. Get back up.
Well, that was a lot easier when you tanked him up and I got to play the game.
I mean, it's partly based on damage done, so. Jebby!
This is it.
Hello, Jebby!
I've got to get this back to the keeper. Yeah,
How are you today, Jebby cutie?
bag's full.
Get shouted out. Shining Essence Echo. Great. Adventure mode.
See? Jabby knows. Cutie Sage cute. Jabby,
Yeah.
tell Sage his nose is cute and then boop him on the nose. Boop.
Not sure. And I hope you're doing good, Jebby. And you're doing good. Okay, good. My brain. You guys calling me cute?
Mm-hmm.
Breaking me? What are you doing? Stop it.
Cutie cutie.
Stop it.
No.
What are you wowing, DC? Impression, breath.
Wow, you have quite a fan there in Jabby Sage. I had no idea.
Yeah. Jabby seems to like me, and I definitely enjoy catching Jabby streams sometimes when I can.
Have a look.
We got a new gun available.
Craftum Nebula handgun fires a stream of super hot acid gas, applies corroded damage over time. Killing targets corroded by nebula spawns a gas cloud.
Gas cloud lasts 2 seconds and can be refreshed. It's just a swarm of nanomachines that seek the enemy within 20 meters and repeatedly attack, dealing 6 acid damage per hit. I'm curious. Cube gun's been getting a little dated. Oh, it's like a flamethrower, kind of. Oh, it's acid.
I could see that being really good if you like playing, you know, up close doing your melee.
There's little nanomachines. Wait, can I? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, can you generate while they're in the play? So that is one downside to it. Its mod thing doesn't start refreshing till after it's finished.
Fun fact, Firestorm can generate from its own damage.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. I think Jabby is just happy to see most people, though. Very wholesome and cute bunny. Yeah, I'll try out the flamethrower thing for a while. Acid thrower, I suppose.
Right, so we got the spiced bile, which is for the acid thrower, right? But what about the shining essence echo? It says that is a crafting material also?
Be safe out
A
there.
little bit out of scrap. Fortunate. Weapons for reload speed for each enemy killed. Weapon scores a critical hit, increases critical hit chance. Increases range damage. And it grants 10% chance to return spent ammo. Actually, that sounds really good for this weapon. The bandit modifier.
I've been enjoying that a lot on my crossbow.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Because it just kind of extends the magazine randomly. Okay. Try that out for a little while. Doesn't do the most damage, but I don't have a ton of scrap. We're all pretty good. Oh, do we have like a new class thing, like you said, maybe?
Well, as far as I can tell, that crafting material didn't craft an item like a weapon or a mod, so I'm hoping it's a class. A spooky space class.
I see you. They don't like.
I don't see anything. Didn't they make it so the upgrades for your shards or whatever don't cost scrap finally?
Yeah.
Who's nying? Gabby's nying.
Why Jabby Nya?
It's a sound alert.
The pestilence has not yet harmed this one. Good.
It's a free sound alert. So anybody can if they so see fit.
Only that which will make it strong.
This goes out to all the homies whose butt cheeks are sore from sitting that fat stack down all night. Get up and stretch that ass. But not in the prison sense. My boy Frankie B didn't recover from that shiz. Stretch those leggies.
Drink water. Become.
I have to double drink, and then I'm gonna have to get more water. But that's alright, because we're in Ward 13, so. Yes, I will drink water, and I will go get more water to drink. So, I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
I did double hydrate Slowpoke. Also, I'm back.
Ooh.
That startled me slightly.
How can Dwell aid this Paxel taking its fight?
Thank you for the welcome backs.
Ah, yes.
It occurs to me that wasn't there that custodian that wanted us to kill the guy we just killed and give his bits to the custodian so we could pilot the ship back into the black hole?
I think so, or something. It sounds familiar.
I have to remember where the custodian is, though.
He's in a giant tower, and that's all I remember.
Well, an Ascension Spire is like the name of a tower, so let's try.
Alright, that helped.
I'm glad you remember Giant Tower.
I just remember there's a big tower, we walked into it, and there was a dude, like near a throne or something. And I was like, okay. I don't remember him saying he was a custodian.
Well, between the two of us, we remembered the pertinent information that there was a dude and at a tower. That got us.
I think you did most of the talking with this guy, and that's probably why.
Your task was a success. I see you have performed a great service. Please, take this. Now, if you do not mind,
Ooh.
I must be...
That is a new heart. On use, grants 11.5% of base damage dealt as lifesteal for 10 seconds. Interesting. I guess that kind of couples with the increased lifesteal elixir.
I am sorry. I am sorry.
He is sorry.
Well, I guess we give another shiny fragment to Clementine. Obviously the most important character in this game. Everyone's always just asking, where's Clementine?
We could also go back and see if any of those doors open now, but I don't think we really...
Labyrinth?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of doors in this area that does not open from this side, kind of things, but... Feeling tired and unfocused, Slowpoke? I'm sorry to hear that. I believe Cora and I is a little bit groggy as well, having to get up early today.
Yeah. My dentist lost 2 of their hygienists, including the one I've been going to for the last 5 years, which was sad, because I really liked her. And then they had to reschedule me 3 different times, including from 1:30 p.m. today to 9 a.m., so I was very grog.
Aww. Wait, Jabby's on vacation?
But the last time we were here, wasn't it all like overgrown with wacky vines or something? No, it's not.
I remember there being a lot more debris, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy your vacation, Jobby. Oh.
It is I, Anomaly. You have done well.
Is that the eyeball thing from before?
Yeah, that's like a different form now. A freaky form.
Twice the corruption infected the system. Containment was the most efficient response. Preserve the irregularity for later inquiry. But it festered, grew beyond my sight, and corrupted the core. Even so, it might yet have been contained. Had the destroyer not eliminated this realm's guardian, the labyrinth became unprotected, and my resources stretched thin. With the destroyer as conduit, the corruption spread unchecked from the core to countless realms. I purged the labyrinth. I expunged realm after realm, seeking to restrain the rot. All efforts failed. The system was beyond repair. I was too late. Now, a solution has been revealed. Not to me, to an anomaly. Perhaps that was the intended design. A fail-safe, in case of my own corruption. The index.
My eyes.
And how does this help us, exactly?
With the index, 2 new probabilities emerge.
Oh, that's good, right?
Well, the first probability is that the root wins, so yeah.
The corruption is everywhere, but it originates from a single source, a single realm. The labyrinth holds all doors and infinite possibilities. When the corruption spread, the door to their realm was closed, even to me. But with the index, I can subvert their defenses. From here, it is possible to purge the corruption.
That means we kill them, right? The root?
All of them this time. For good.
So I never finished Remnant 1, but are they just saying we were the bad guys?
I think they're saying that what they did in Remnant 1 amounted to nothing. But also, Jabby, do enjoy your
made everything
vacation.
worse. In Remnant 1, they made everything worse and condemned the whole galaxy.
I mean, I feel like they didn't make it worse, they just didn't make it any better. What is that?
Super giant root monsters?
Oh, this seems dangerous and fun. Okay. Not actual enemies we can shoot.
This looks like Earth, but...
And these like these after 12 days goes back again. That's not terribly long. Interesting timing because I believe it was Lemon was on vacation as well, so... Or hiatus. It's like, oh, 2 streamers I enjoy watching aren't streaming now, so... Edge. But... I want you to enjoy the vacation anyway, so... Oh, those are creepy. Ow. I'm sorry, what? Oh, another blight. Ow, those ones do explode. Yes, the ones with the glowy head can, like, shoot projectiles and explode, so... Also, the normally just red gas kind of is weird and like glitchy here.
Yeah, I don't know what that blight is, but it seems bad. It's like weird corruption glitches or something.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Ooh, big boy behind you, I think.
I find secret.
Okay, the flamethrower is pretty good for enemy clusters, and I don't think the clouds deal friendly fire damage. Right, I actually need handgun ammo now. I'm gonna remember that. Going up. See purple when I was jumping? I sure did. I think I see how to get to it. Oh! Have to not roll there. Then jump back the other way, maybe? Or is that too far? Nice. Reaping Stone. After an elemental status effect is removed from the bearer, they become immune to all elemental status effects and gain 2% of base damage dealt as lifesteal for 10 seconds. That's not terrible. So is this just a side path, or is this...
I think it was a side path because it wasn't on the map.
But there is a...
Oh, what is that? There's a purple here and like somebody trapped. Steel katana?
Edge to acquire 10 melee weapons. Oh. Just a standard-ish katana, or what? 56, 10, 105. It's slightly upgraded, but... it's pretty standard for a katana by the looks of it.
Yes.
Are you,
Oh.
Android? That seems cool. What's the armor, though? Low armor and the helm. Oh, there's just nothing beating my set.
It's another light armor set that seems like it heavily resists bleed and corrosion.
Wonder if that means there's going to be a lot of bleed and corrosion here.
Well, so far the only debuff we've run into is crazy glitches, so...
Yeah, that's some sort of blight. I don't know what it does. I don't really want to find out.
You gotta light the blight.
Light the blight?
That's the rule. Yeah, that's what the game teaches, is like...
Oh, big boy. No, I remember that being a boss enemy at the beginning of the game.
Well, he camped in that firestorm for a while whilst he spawned, so there's that.
Fair. They also were tutorial enemies, so... bringing them back as a standard enemy now seems like a... really standard thing
Standard thing to do.
especially for any Souls liking. What? What's going on? Oh, the whole city is kind of falling apart.
You think?
Checkpoint? Or did you wanna...
Maybe I'm crazy, but I thought I saw a thing when we were back here.
Could be both.
Yeah, there's a purple in this building. I can see it through one of the windows.
It seems like you can kind of run along that edge where it just was, but...
Can't crawl through there. You can't jump through that gap.
Just trying to poke at things up top. Oh, there's a hole. Oh, enemies! Nope. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Purple down here? Yep, found it.
Yes.
Just gotta deal with a couple enemies first.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Resonating heart. What's that one do?
Unuse, regenerate 50% of max health over 5 seconds. When heal ends, any overhealed health is doubled and awarded over the next 20 seconds.
So you kind of want to use it before you're at full health and... Interesting.
Gives you like long-term sustain. It's interesting.
I also have 57.5% of max health because I think all the rates I have increasing my healing and stuff, but...
No, that's the same for me. I just didn't bother to mention 0.5.
Maybe I just didn't hear the 7 as well then.
Oh, those shinies just hidden all over.
Almost kind of worries me. I'm going to bed, Jebby. Alright, thank you for being here, and you have yourself a good sleep. You also stay amazing.
So, you and the boss...
There is, enemy rush anyway. Ooh, hey. Well, they can tunnel. A spear in the head then. Oh, yeah, I used quite a bit of my handgun in. What's that? And you again. Very dodgy, those old things. Wait.
Wow, okay, that like one shot.
See if I can get over. Firestorm is kind of... Ooh. Okay, wow, wombo combo from that. Let's see if I can get you. Ow. He immediately went in on me. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, he put like, evil zone on top of my healing zone.
See that. Oh, okay, and you can just put status effects on me. Oh.
Well, good job.
When he was low, I'll just throw a lightning bolt at him and then grab you.
Appreciate it.
And trait handling? What's handling do? Reduces weapon spread and recoil by up to 40%. It could be handy for my shotgun.
Yeah, it could be.
Ooh. To be honest, I'm gonna go into a revivalist a little more first. So you never know when those fractions of a second might help.
Yeah, I'm such a scrub. I'm always getting down in this game.
I got down trying to get you up too, so.
I'm not a Dark Souls expert.
I'm not a Gun Souls expert. I'm alright at it. Can we sit at this checkpoint so I can get my back up buff back? I'd appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that makes sense.
I also have an idea of something.
Hmm.
If I swap my class to the Alchemist, and then go over and chug my elixirs, there's 120 minutes. Then if I swap back to Medic, stays on for 120 minutes. Nice.
Sage always cheating game.
I mean, not cheating that hard. I'm just using something that I worked hard for. Also, apparently, Medic and Challenger in the order I have it as a Die-Hard Guardian. Because if you order them differently, it changes the name of your class. In case you didn't know.
I never paid attention to that.
15% increase to all damage consuming a relic doubles the bonus for 15 seconds. And that seems just really good. But if I have Bulwark active, I just get damage and haste, so... Seems good. I'm actually kind of curious what happens if you reverse these, so... Regenerator Guardian. Not gonna lie, I like Die Hard Guardian more.
It should just mad lib out like a new class name every time.
You think?
Could this be fun?
I mean, it just matters the order you have them equipped, I think, but... It'd be pretty hard to, mad lib it, I would think. Close quarters. Can't tell the death noises from their appearing noises sometimes. Should be safe to walk through the clouds, by the way, but my thing leaves when they die. Not the weird glitch clouds, mind you, but... Do you actually get affected by that fully? No, okay. Dying Ember.
%5 of base melee damage is lifesteal. Boy, are you in heaven now?
Possibly. I just need to figure out which ring I want to replace. Alright.
What's your new favorite? A little bit of the A2 special.
Let's check Bulwark. I'll keep the Bulwark. When close, and just grab melee damage as lifesteal. Those lifesteal things. Slowly regenerating health and life stealing. Like it. Did they fix this? Because I feel like Firestorm has not been... Yeah. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay. It was not dealing damage until I moved closer to the center. So they might have made it smaller for allies kind of thing, but...
Maybe.
It's very deceptive. So wait, I have a debuff on me now? Oh no.
Yeah, 10-minute cooldown for Challenger revive.
No. There was a clock thing. I think that was the haste, because there was an enemy near me for a second or something. When I get Bulwark, I get haste. This seems... Speaking of... Oh, yeah, okay, well, I guess I'm not getting my buff back.
We won't need it. We'll be fine.
Surely the tree isn't that threatening.
Yeah.
And when the enemies are just called the root. Oh, it was upside down. I feel like this thing's going to eat me. Cancer. It's literally just called cancer. All the debuffs. Well, it would if I could hit him. There. Does this continue to last if I switch weapons?
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, you firestormed yourself by accident?
Because he grew the little brambles from the ground, and the grenade projectile for the firestorm bounced off of them and onto me.
Okay, well, I could not get in there to revive you, so... Oh! What? Did I just go from 100 to 0 from that?
Okay, so I'm gonna not firestorm and have the bulwark ability.
I'm also going to, I think, swap off of medic again, because... boss is no joke. I don't know, I'll... War Stomp changed onto Juggernaut. Put that on. I do like this gun because I can kind of just apply dot and then swap off of it. Yeah. Hey, hold on. I gotta sit and refresh our stuff. Alrighty.
Okay, take... You go first.
Alrighty.
Let's go melee tank it, go dark side.
Oh, those bramble roots do a lot. Okay. Gotta keep my shield on and generate for a bit. Whoa.
Oh, excuse me? Well, that wasn't one shot for me.
It does bring you down if you get hit by it.
Everyone okay?
Working on it, working on it. Up. seems a little bit mad. Alright.
Hey, be careful. I'm sure that's not the last of them.
Microsite strand, trade point. Oh,
That
wasn't too bad.
Thanks to the save. Yeah, it really wasn't. When we just had the right stuff equipped.
can't carry anymore.
When it wasn't like, eat firestorm grenade, and then I see a tree root pop up and just boop. I'm like, oh, I'm dead. It just ricocheted right back. I'm like, it didn't detonate on the tree root? Come on. What kind of fireball are you? The fireball video is lied to.
I mean, the fireball is the solution as long as the enemy doesn't have an unexpected counter. Which is basically what that was.
There was no unexpected counters in the video.
I mean, yeah. That's also D&D. This is Remnant. Should probably spend these 3 trait points I'm sitting on. Revivalist has been treating me quite good. I think I'm just gonna go for an extra 15% speed on that. Getting people up faster seems to help. Actually get them up so they can play the game.
Well, you're a big cutie sweetie. Sorry I'm dying so.
Sorry, what?
Sorry I'm dying so much.
Oh, no, that's fine. We encounter the boss. I'm
Wait,
surprised we
this
don't
zone is just called Root Earth? But I thought it wasn't Earth.
I mean, it looks kind of Earth-like.
Is it just a weird parallel dimension world that happens to look just like...
I'm telling you. I can tell you if it's Earth covered in root, or if it's a parallel Earth that is...
But how can there be 2 Earths?
Who said there's 2?
How?
Did we start on Earth? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Or was that just something that looked like Earth? Ooh, down goes the big boy. Oh, there's 2 of them. They are tall boys.
Wimpy tall boy.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, right?
Only because of physics and like mass and stuff.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what those little root rat things are, but I don't like them.
I mean, root rats. No.
Behind it. I really don't want to find out what that blight does. The heal removes it faster too, if it's capable of going down. Big boy. Ow. Wasn't expecting a firestorm.
I mean, you should always expect a firestorm.
Well, I don't know when it's off cooldown, so I can't always expect it.
It is the first and only option.
So I should just never go up close, which is where I need to be. Is what you're saying?
Well, go up when I need you to, but not when I don't need you to.
Okay.
It's very nuanced.
So what I need you to do then is communicate when you need me to go up close.
How about I communicate that I'm deliberately giving you a hard time right now?
I kind of figured. Which is why I'm giving you a hard time right back. Oh my god. I'm dead again. We're gonna get blighted.
No.
I have no idea how I didn't get blighted. Oh good, it's the one-shotting boy again. There's a lot in this area in general. Ow. Oh! Okay, see how you got one-shotted, because yeah, that did a lot. Very resistant to melee damage, gotcha. Can I reload, please? Thank you. I'm down. These guys are crazy. Okay, that firestorm's gonna kill me.
Sage.
I don't think you're gonna make it.
No.
Nope.
Well, there's only one way to celebrate
Don't drink poison.
this bittersweet victory. With a fireball.
Okay, well, you could also just find a crystal. Be fine with it.
Could do that. Or spend relic charges until I can commemorate your brave sacrifice with a fireball.
Okay.
In memory of Sage, who finally died in a boss fight before I did. Never before Sage.
Was that a boss fight?
It's like 2 mini bosses.
I guess, yeah. That's a fair point. Did you get blighted there?
No.
I'm surprised there's a lot going on. I see a purple in there.
Hey, eyes up. Might not be over.
Forced me to stand up, so I think those things are coming for us, but...
No can jump. How get up?
Way out here, maybe? Full?
Door? Door does not open from this side?
Or need key?
No, there's not even a pop-up for need key. It's like
Okay.
door does not open from this side.
What the hell was that?
Making friends already?
Yeah.
That's like a boss fog, so, there's not a way to get to that purple before the boss? It's gonna bug me.
looking ahead at the map, I bet we can like get through there as a shortcut after we beat the boss. I think it loops around.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Okay.
I ain't scared of no boss. I beat the last one without Sage.
Wasn't actually a boss, but alright. So.
You have to diminish my accomplishments. Why so mean? I thought you were a supportive cute.
I am, but it's just, you know, it feels like you're trying to diminish me.
I'm trying to be proud of myself for like the one time ever where I beat a boss. Just give me this one.
I wouldn't say you've never beat a boss. You've done it a few times without me.
Oh yeah, which one?
Oh. I can't think right now. I'm busy fighting two of these things shooting projectiles at me, so... Stop with that. It's just another enemy rush.
Oh.
One more.
Feels so pathetic dying to just this user basic gun.
That might happen to me too here in a sec. Why am I not getting heals? Oh, data corruption. What does that do?
You're not data, you're people.
Well, I only had it for a few seconds, so... Oh, what is that? Big new one here, I think. No, it's the slashy boy. Okay, that's Firestorm above me.
How'd that kill me? How'd I kill myself from over here with Firestorm?
Don't know, but it lasts so long I don't think I can get to you. Maybe I can. Loving that speed. We gotta have some shocky orb. Ow, okay. I would like to play the game. Not be stun locked. Yeesh.
Annoying. Wayfarer.
Oh, hey, they're not all dead. That was deceptive.
Traversal move speed. I would like non-ironically take that for a second playthrough.
What was it besides move speed?
That's it. Just high traversal move speed.
Oh. Environmental move speed.
But 50% traversal move speed?
I guess.
Like, do you know what I would pay to have that move speed when we were bumbling around, like the open world, the root zone? Maybe stack it with that Ring of the Wolf.
There's a chest down here we almost missed.
Oh, good.
I noticed orange on my map and I was like, what's that?
Right, I open shortcut door.
Sounds good. I don't know why they ever really give you shortcuts in this game. I guess with the Bloodborne-esque area, it came in handy once or twice. Also, I think you might have missed the path up to the purple, or are you...
I'm on the path.
Okay. Does seem like it would be... I'm almost curious enough to stand in this data corruption for a sec and see what it does. You're just doing firestorm things. Oh, it doesn't tell me. I just have data corruption. Okay. That's super weird. It just like says data corruption and you have it for a few seconds and then it does nothing.
Kinetic cycle stone.
Do. Mod and skill cast speed, 20%. Yeah, well this is a checkpoint. But the purple it is not.
Didn't I just get the purple? The
It's still on the map.
kinetic cycle stone?
Nope. It's still on the map. It's yeah, different
No,
purple.
I'm not.
There's a different purple. If you look down where I am. Where's the actual shortcut door?
Further down.
Yeah, this is really... There's literally a purple here.
Good job, I missed.
That's still not the purple, though? 'Cause there's another purple on the map. Flyweight Sting.
More melee damage the less armor you have.
That's kind of dangerous. This is bothering me, because I can definitely see that purple on the map still. And it's definitely still sitting right there. How does one get up there? Almost looks like it's not connected to this area or something. What did I do? Maybe...
Or it's like a drop down from up above somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing something. Wait, how'd you get up there? Yeah, you can drop down from right up there. There you go.
Easy. Alright, good persistence.
Probability cord? Will do. Crit damage by 30%.
Oh, just crit damage. That's generically good for crit build.
Yep. Crit build I am not, but if I was one, that would be amazing. Checking something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a checkpoint up here. I don't know if we need it or not. I'm down a couple charges on my heal.
I don't think we're backtracking, so...
Okay. Yeah, we found 3 purples in this area. Got no complaints if we missed something and we already found 3. This seems kind of boss me. Yep.
Crit roll.
Oh.
Aw. But this one of these again.
But this one was like trying to talk. And it's a bigger knife. Alright, dude. Almost can't see what he's doing.
Oh, I tried to line of sight that through the thing, but like the shockwave still got me.
Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
He was gonna attack me, but he teleported away instead. Can't believe he's still on you. I do not understand how the aggro works in this game.
Tried to claim a second ago it was based on the...
Thought it was, but... I also thought it reset when you went down. Okay. Well, there goes my cooldown. Whoa! Well, I don't know what knocked me down, but I am down, so... This boss seems a little bit crazy. Not actually sure what to bring into it, because I'm not sure what downed me.
I mean, not a flame.
A ranged weapon, so I'm going cube gun. Although I couldn't see what the boss was doing half the time because of his weird, wonky, he had a corrupted cloak.
Come on! Why am I so dog shit at these delays? I can see them coming, but I know they're a delay. I'm still just being broke.
Thanks.
I actually did manage to dodge that one for once. I'm pretty bad at them too, though.
Literally behind him. I love when shoppers go behind me.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, he can turn on a dime apparently.
I owe you one.
I don't know when I used my shield, but I apparently did. Ooh. Probably heal myself.
Feel that later.
Okay.
Thanks.
That healing zone does not work very fast. Shield heals in. My god. Alright. Got that some giant AoE.
What?
You're standing in a death zone.
He spawned a zone behind me?
Here we do. Okay. There you go. I don't know. Get you up quick. Oh, there he is. Down. Oh. Woohoo. Quick heal in there. Alright. Reload faster, please. Oh. Yeah.
That's the second time where he's just spawned a death zone behind my camera. And that's how like I roll backwards and do it and just die. It's really...
I'm wondering if I should swap to... Alchemist.
Man, I'm the one that rolled primary medic, but it's like I'm just always dead and never reviving anybody because I'm always getting aggro.
I'm swapping to Alchemist, so...
Like, I wanted to be a more at-a-distance support class at a reason, not like freaking having the perfect dodge.
Yeah, I need to sit here. And...
boss melee pattern. Wish the challenger class's war stomp just was like a literal taunt or something.
Yeah, I would keep it on more often then.
Because when have I ever actually, like, in the very early game I was like using healing shots on you and stuff, but when have I gotten to play like an actual medic fantasy? I don't know.
Oh, that's on. He's already on you. I don't know how the aggro works in this game anymore. Oh, death zone on me. Alright, take one of these real quick then and heal. There's like cover in there.
God damn it! Just got hit by all three of the waves.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I hit him with the spear, come on. Kidding. Thought I was unstoppable, but this game is just like, nah, you're very stoppable. Ooh. What the heck was that?
The final lunge he did 80% of my health, and then he just curb stomped me while my character was animating standing.
I think you're still, yeah, immune to the ranged res, so. There we go. Pick up a little bit of ammo there. Oh gosh. Oh.
What an annoying boss. He was so visually noisy, because it's like, okay, I want to dodge his patterns, so I'll dodge into him, right?
Dreamy, thank you for the red. Just as we beat the really annoying boss.
Won't fit.
But yeah, it was visually hard to see anything he was
It's
doing.
like but when I would dodge towards him and I was in melee with him, everything was just black and red clouds and scrambles, so I like couldn't really see his melee.
DC, thank you for shouting out Dreamy. You ended a stream with Muse Dash again. Hope you're doing well today, Dreamy. And hello, Raiders. I am Sage. I am playing some Remnant 2 today with the lovely Cornai.
Hello.
And Slowpoke being his usual wholesome self, saying hello to literally everybody. I'm amazed he doesn't get tired of saying hello to so many people.
How is everyone in your chat just so wholesome, Sage? How do you attract all the wholesome type?
It's almost like I'm wholesome, maybe, or something? I don't know. You're playing Minecraft? Killed a pillager and couldn't go back home? Oh no. They were just raiding your home in revenge. Oh, well, thank you, Dreamy.
This looks pretty spoopy, so I guess let's see what materials we can craft or not.
Yeah. It reflects the streamer. Well, thank you, Dreamy.
I don't know, I don't think some of those close mics are that wholesome.
I mean, that's just chat. What is happening here?
Why is everything all messed up?
Dark and stormy here. This is not normal. Huh. Chat is Canadian confirmed. I guess so.
Hello there.
Thank you for the follow. Let me see. Cataverino. Cataverino? Got the double O, so I assume O, but I think there's another follow in there that I might have missed. Yeah, rice for dinner. In the chaos of the raid arriving. Thank you for the follow as well. And craft a couple
Skewer
things.
2.0. Fire a wretched spear that embeds itself on contact, dealing damage on hit, rapidly dividing inside the target until bursting.
Ooh. Fusion embedded in the environment, remain in place for 10 seconds. Very nice.
Defrag. Infect weapon with malware, causing shots to apply fragmented. When a fragmented enemy dies, they create a glitch. Picking up a glitch increases all damage by 20% for 15 seconds.
Storing glitch causes it to destabilize, creating a virus pool. Does 25 damage per second, applies the fragmented debuff to enemies inside. Sounds like that could chain react really good. To be honest, I might grab at least one of those. Curious about the defrag thing.
So is the root a computer? Is that what they're saying? Because there's all the glitches and defrag.
Seems to be something they're implying a little bit. I'll build this up for a little bit, but is that the spear one?
Yeah, it's the same.
Can't down them, so. Remnant's going pretty good. Made some steady progress. Yeah, it's kind of Souls-like-ish with guns. It feels different from a Souls game, because I enjoy playing it more with mouse keyboard than I do with controller, personally, so.
It's more multiplayer focused, too.
True. It is more enjoyable with friends, for sure. I don't know, I'm gonna try out the defrag for a little bit. Although I don't know if...
Defrag lasts a long time.
Yeah. It seems potent. I guess it makes sense because it's in like the last area or whatever.
Yeah, I'll give it a go, I suppose.
I might just buy the other one just to have it, because I don't know if I can buy it if I leave your world, so...
What do you need?
I guess it's an item on me, so... Whatever. Give it to me.
Bye.
Good for later. Yeah, the one complaint I think I've had mostly about it is, well, no, there's two complaints, kind of. The gear it seems to give you comes rather slowly. Is a minor thing. The more major complaint I have personally is that every boss has ads. Although, I will say, some of the ones more recently I've been noticing the ads, I'm either not as bothered by them, or they're like integrated to the boss, like that ghost boss.
I mean, that last boss didn't have ads at all.
Yeah, it
so
did.
Maybe
It had
it was just a streak of...
little roots that popped up. They weren't really
Those
ads.
were like mines. It was like you could either kill them or ignore them, and then they shot a projectile. So that's not the same as like, you know, little enemies you fought with.
Yeah, but they still dropped ammo regardless sometimes, so... I think they were...
I would say, yeah, gear is pretty slow to come by. There's kind of no reason they have to come back to town. You could just, like, receive your weapons and weapon arts immediately.
Yeah.
The town is just busy work.
Overall, though, I'm enjoying it. I think...
yeah, I'm mostly just nitpicking. It's, like, quite good.
Yeah. Those are the only complaints I really have, so...
And the early scrap economy is so bad, and it makes me feel so afraid to invest in anything.
I'm still low on scrap, but that's mostly because I've been spending it.
And that could have all been saved if they just allowed two things. One, if respecs for your traits were free, because why should it cost anything?
Mm-hmm.
And two, if respecs for, like, guns were free. So you could just actually experiment.
Yeah.
Or tech to be a certain mod.
This seems kind of potentially final bossy.
Yeah.
Guess we're doing this
Well,
the hard way.
Wait!
The Erd Tree won't let you in.
It won't work!
We don't have to go burn the World Tree.
How'd you get here?
You did it. We're here.
And my other complaint is that Clementine doesn't need to
We stop
exist.
the brute here. It's done. For good.
Yeah, that's just kind of a plot device for being a plot device.
I can break the shield.
Plot device. Do your
Why
plot
do you
device
have a
thing.
power? Why do you have a special power in the first place? Oh no, Clementine will be powerless.
Once we do this, there's no turning back. Either you win, or
say it.
Or it's the end of everything.
Oh, is this like actually we only get one shot
Your
maybe?
chance of success is greater than 0.
Oh, thanks.
I was attempting to reassure you.
Not.
Yeah. Thanks. Very comforting.
Like, the Labyrinth Caretaker is more interesting than Clementine by a mile.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you ready?
It was a pretty smooth transition out of the cutscene, though. There's only just a little bit of jitter to it.
Clementine magic powers activate.
Now gone forever. You got no power. You literally said that yourself.
Yeah, that's so dumb. She shouldn't be surprised. Why do I have a lousy repeating pistol?
You must hurry.
That's your sidearm.
Yeah,
Hey!
if only.
Traveler! Kick some ass for me.
Yeah, I was always doing it for you, Clementine.
Totally. My camera was really weird after that cutscene.
This is a cool visual, though. All the smoke. Spooky smoke.
Yeah, I looked up too.
Well, we should just jump into that weird hole.
think we might be forced into the weird hole, to be honest. Oh. Or whatever's fighting us is coming out of the weird hole. Oh, it's a dragon. And my camera's really messed up again. Okay. I wasn't expecting...
This is like literally the, what's the fight in Far Missoula where the dragon becomes like Cloud?
Except that dragon didn't have a sword.
Well, dragons... Oh, something that I
Oh, like lightning? I will say it's reminding me of the Death
the
Lightning Dragon.
Like yeah, is that Lanisax?
Oh, okay, I'm down. But I get myself back up with that. Nice. Oh my gosh. There's a lot going on here. Oh, Cube Gun is so bad here. Let me heal myself quick. Okay, those orbs come
Oh, that's what one shot. We have to kill all the orbs after it spawns them.
Okay. Whoa. Nope, we just get up with the thing again, alright. I definitely need to change some things for that. Defrag is not very good on this boss. Moves around a lot, too.
Yeah, I dare say it doesn't really do anything.
I think with Helix, to be honest. The cube gun is not very good, but neither would the flamethrower be because it never gets really close. I guess cube gun's just a little bit better. My spear. Juggernaut might not be the way to go. Rampage requires significant damage to be dealt. Juggernaut does help me get you up in case there's a lot going on in this fight. Touch the crystal. Refresh the mods. And skills. This very well
There's a
might
lot
be
of
the last
weapon
boss.
mods. A lot of them have not seemed good against bosses. I've been defaulting to use the, like, Madness Gaze a lot, just as some kind of stacking single target.
Oh, that's... yeah, you have that and I don't.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Asshole Dragon Lanisax, let's go.
Yep. Okay, he actually, like, flies in. Love how I can't tell who he's targeting at all. And I've already used my get back up debuff, so...
Alright, we have to kill all the bulls.
Which is hard, because they teleport around.
And we didn't kill them fast enough, and they one-shot me. Cool.
Oh my god, I can't even get over there. It's really hard to read this boss's moves for me, because like he just flies up so high that I can't see him and then swings.
Yeah. Alright. I need you to try about 50% harder to kill those balls when they spawn.
I mean, they're teleporting around at the speed of light, so I'll try.
Aww.
Literally, the instant I aim at them, they teleport away, so I don't know. You have another idea for that, but...
Oh, we can't even damage him yet?
Oh my gosh. There's that, and then it comes back down behind me. It's so hard to tell what he's doing.
Oh.
You beats ball. But apparently not very well.
Oof.
It's stuck in this root crap too. Oh, its wings are its weak point.
Oh.
No, shoot.
I'll just crawl to it whenever it's fighting.
It didn't last long enough. Oh my gosh. I'm stuck. Tried to buff up like 3 times now. Couldn't get you. I can't even see where he's going half the time. Oh my gosh. I just noticed you're leaving, Slowpoke. Have a good night. And didn't get to read the whole message because I just saw that. Okay. Definitely feels like...
This boss is very annoying. It's the part I hated the most about the Lightning Dragons in Elden Ring was that the lock-on was worthless against them, and the biggest challenge was just kind of like keeping
track of them, yeah.
The camera like on your screen and your own character.
I've even got, you know, free mouse spin real fast, but tracking when he's suddenly behind me. There's such a long delay on that. There goes my debuff already. It's so hard to track. I literally can't track them. By the time I'm aiming at them, they're in some other spot. Which means if I shoot my cube gun, I just don't get to shoot my cube gun again for 20 seconds.
You're mental for playing cube gun.
Well, what's my alternative? A flamethrower that doesn't hit it? So...
The little bow gun thing.
But I have no upgrades to... Damn it. I can't even... Ow. Like, melee build is just kind of boned on this boss. Because they're probably going to insta-down me. Yup. I don't know what got me up there. Like, legitimately. Alright, well. Yeah, whatever. Alright, DC. Have a good night. Like, I don't think I have the bow gun upgraded, do I? No, I don't have Sorrow upgraded at all. It's gonna do.
Your starter revolver pistol?
I don't even think I have that upgraded. Before you run in, let me check, I guess. I have it at +5 compared to a +7 boss weapon. So I don't know.
Yeah, melee feeling worthless here is pretty gross.
Like, yeah, I can throw my spears, but...
No, we should... Oh, okay, next.
And he does bleed. I didn't even see those balls existing. kind of, but... Oh, I forgot, don't do that. Now do that. I'm just trying to learn the pattern so I don't go down instantly every time. Okay, I'm starting to see something. Yep. His sword glows right before he swings it every time.
Really?
I dodged that one, but
I dodged his first strike and thought I had a moment to heal, but I didn't.
I'm able to get full damage anywhere.
Oh, I didn't see the balls.
Yeah,
I didn't know they respond.
There's no way I was dealing enough damage ever to... There's not even enough time. That's ridiculous. There should at least be a long enough gap in the boss's attacks to get somebody up, but...
I'm starting to get some of the patterns more, but these last two bosses, it's just like the visual clarity. They need to like quiet down the graphics so I can just see the melee swings. I was gonna say we should play the shared damage ring.
Oh, right, yeah. I don't know what I guess I'll get rid of Bull. Yeah, the Bulwark.
Anything from melee you should get rid of. You're never gonna use.
The charge melee attacks is me throwing the spear, so that's good.
Well, how many spear throws are you landing in this though? Like,
I landed 3 last fight, so...
Okay.
It's actually probably better than my cube gun. What was that ring called again? Master's Pride, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I should get rid of the Bulwark ring. What am I doing? There. One stack of Bulwark has been kind of falling off. Wait, doesn't that make my... Yeah. Might as well... All damage to targets suffering from status effects by 20%. I mean, if I can keep my bleed on, which isn't too bad, so... Yeah.
I know this is a terrible time for content, so... I gotta bail on you here for today.
That's alright.
So we can try to beat Remnant next time.
Sounds good.
Have a good rest of your stream.
I'm probably gonna call it there anyway, because it's about that time for me anyway, so...
Alright, take care.
Alright, have a good night, Corna. A little unexpected, but that's alright. I will look for a raid target now, then. Let's see. Well, you know who I haven't raided and I kind of want to raid? Yeah, that's an idea. Alright. What I'm gonna do here, swap to my ending screen. Put up the game. Nice nice calm music here for a hot second. Kind of wind down. I was just kind of getting the hang of the boss, but that's alright. Seems like I'll be able to beat Remnant next time. And check if my target is starting, possibly ending. You know what? I'm gonna set the raid to go now because I don't know how long I have on this one. They might be ending, but I'm gonna make them go a little longer. Again, thank you for joining me. I had a lot of fun. Sorry if it was not what you expected and you wanted to see me play Tears of the Kingdom today, but I was offered to play Remnant 2, so I really wanted to. Throw down a raid message for the non-subs and a raid message for the subs, which I have updated. So feel free to copy one of those. Only send it once, please. Don't spam. And I might have to change my target, because my target is raid no. Damn it. Alright. New target. This is fine. Darn it, Tammy. Darn it, Demi, darn it. Find a new target. I found a different target. Hang on. I know there's a few targets I could grab really easily, but I'll try and raid somebody I don't raid often today. Yeah, right. Tomorrow will be boulders with the boys as well, so raid will be late in the evening, unless the boys get home early, which I doubt it for Bando, but maybe for Fergor. Don't know what Liu's situation is. I'll inquire as to that later. The new raid is up. My apologies for the previous one, or it should be up in 3 seconds here. So if you don't see it, make sure you're fresh. Raid messages are still there. Thank you for joining me. Sorry for the rather abrupt ending, but I hope you had a good time. You have yourself a good time, son.